Hi, I'm John Parsons. I'm the Vice President of Gaming here at Trustly in North America. The last 5 years has seen explosive growth in online gaming, and we all know that funding mechanisms are the fuel that drives that engine. I would say over the past 3 years, we've seen major changes in philosophies, not only from banks and debit cards, but from consumers as well. Open banking has been a partner for online gaming from the beginning. And the biggest technological hurdles have been leaped by online gaming in that we don't just provide payments, but we provide information and data that is critical to understanding who the consumer is. Everybody's become much more in tune with the fact that it's more important to make sure that things are handled responsibly, that the consumer has access to funds that they can afford to use as their form of entertainment. Games have evolved, platforms have evolved, and payments, I would say some are still struggling with this, but especially in open banking, we've evolved to meet those challenges. Especially responsible gaming is a huge concern for everybody right now. And we all know that the ecosystem is better for everyone if we're all protecting the consumer. Online banking has the unique ability to pull data out, to understand trends on how a consumer is spending money, and truly to be able to protect the player, be able to put up safeguards such as available funds guidance. Along with that, we can talk back key indicators on responsible gaming to understand affordability and translate that to data. Other payment options don't have that. It's a binary yes or no. Either this player can have the money or no, they can't, with no real insight to what the consumer's doing with their funds in the background. So again, open banking continues to evolve to make sure that we're meeting those challenges and providing solutions that the merchants need today and tomorrow. So sports betting, huge catalyst to move forward, which grabbed onto the coattails of daily fantasy and really opened up a whole new level of experience for the player. Now, instead of just watching the outcome of a game, the player can be immersed in real time. So daily fantasy opened the door for regulated online sports betting, and online sports betting has now opened the door for iGaming. iGaming being casino-based games, slot machines, blackjack, even live table games that you would experience in a casino environment. So again, it opens up their form of entertainment in a legal, regulated, and controlled way to make sure that the consumer is protected, but elevates the level of entertainment to points we've never seen before. So when it comes to big games, like the big game we just had recently and big tournaments that we're going to have coming up here in March, it's a part of our social fabric, right? And so even people who don't normally choose gaming as a form of entertainment will engage. These are huge opportunities for our online operators, and it becomes a challenge for them because of the massive volumes that show up at one time. A peak performance occurs on magical Sundays that happen, and many payment providers are just not up to that challenge. They're not built for scale for enterprise level events. The benefit we have at Trustly is that we are built for scale. We're built to support retail operators around the world to be able to take surges like Black Friday, major shopping events that will drive transactions beyond the scope and scale of what they've seen before. And a lot of vendors, a lot of suppliers to these companies just can't keep up with it. Historically, we see outages occur with those methods, which is detrimental to the companies because not only are they trying to take care of their core players that they've had with them for years, but now you have millions, literally millions of new players coming on every year that have to go through a KYC process and have to go through the onboarding process to make sure that all regulations are matched. But now, what payment option do they want available to them? Many are confused about, should I choose this payment method versus that one? But so many of them understand online banking. They do it every day. It's on their phone, it's on their computer. This is how they engage with their bank. This is safe and secure. And I can get into action. And maybe it's only once or twice a year. And that's absolutely fine because that's the way that they're enjoying the events themselves. But it opens up a whole new world of possibilities for them that maybe I do want to play bingo online, or maybe I want to do lottery online. Maybe I don't want to drive to the gas station and pick up tickets. They connect to their bank and they're in the game. Online sports betting is exciting, right? And most of the time, that's going to happen on nights and weekends and holidays. The problem with that is some funding mechanisms only work Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. And that can be an issue when you're a player who plays at a more advanced level. Having access to funds that are in your bank and being able to engage in a responsible manner is a challenge for players who want to deposit $10,000, $50,000, $100,000, up to $1 million. And there's very few methods that can do that. At Trustly, we made sure to be able to open up the full capacity of available funds to a player 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by logging into their bank. But if it's Saturday night at 10 o'clock and you want to get in action for $50,000, Trustly is about the only way that that's going to happen. Again, we're built for scale, we're built for enterprise. Profitability is a huge concern for online gaming operators. And when a player shows up, you have to take a gamble on who this player is and what their customer lifetime value is going to be. The online gaming space has become so laser focused on this, and they're truly dialing into the profitability of their business because they want to give the best odds. They want to give the best experience. In order to do that, you have to challenge everything in your expense structure, including payments. In some payments, there's variable cost. In some payments, there's fixed cost, and there's not much you can do about it. Operators are getting so much smarter about that too, where they're understanding certain players are using payment mechanisms that they don't need to. Some of these hidden costs that are hitting players in the background become a demotivator. And the player doesn't blame the banks, they don't blame the credit card companies, they blame the operator. And so in understanding your cost structure, now you can go back to your payment providers and really challenge the value proposition, making sure that you have a partner that understands your business and is willing to grow with you in a way that it can maximize profitability and make sure that you have the funds to keep it entertaining, keep it enjoyable, and keep it safe. On top of that, data that comes back that helps validate your models. Am I engaging the right player at the right time? Am I giving access to funds to the right player at the right time? Am I helping to protect them so we can grow the business in a healthy way? Or am I just getting binary decisions back from a payment method that says, yes, you can have access to this money, or no, you can't, and then have to keep guessing? This is one of the biggest evolutions I've seen in the last 18 months, is really fine-tuning into how do I strategically use payments to be able to fuel and accelerate my business in a responsible and profitable way. One of the most frustrating things for a player is when they're trying to get into the game. They're trying to get access to funds, and for some reason, that payment type just doesn't work. They have a certain amount of money in their bank account, they have a budget that they want to play with, but they can't get a hold of that money. And more importantly, they can't get a clear answer as to why they can't get a hold of that money. This becomes a friction point for the operator. And so the operator has to make very critical decisions about who their vendors and partners are. Is this a partner that's going to give me technical uptime of 99.99%? Is this a partner when something goes wrong, engages and has the support mechanisms to give me the information that I need and also give me the confidence that that vendor is supporting me in every way possible? Or am I sending off support tickets to a black hole where I might get an answer 3 to 5 days later? They don't have 3 to 5 days to wait. That becomes very frustrating. And so, making the mistake of choosing the wrong partner can lead to attrition of players because they're going to go to other online operators that don't have these problems because they have the right partners in place, because their partner has the right technology, the right support to deliver payments when the player needs them or wants them, but can also give them fidelity and confidence in the performance or if there are any issues. 5 years ago, we experienced an explosion in online gaming, really starting on the East Coast with online sports betting and then iGaming to offer casino games. And in the next 3 to 5 years, I think very easily we could see, up to 90% of the U.S. population have legal, regulated, safe gaming options online. Trustly has grown and evolved with the online gaming space really since its explosion. Early on, open banking offered the ability to simply move funds, and operators were stuck with very high return rates, unpredictable ability to understand what their cost of payments were going to be, which just eroded their margins and didn't allow for them to reinvest in the right players at the right time. We changed the game and we went from a non-guaranteed payment solution to actually offering a fully guaranteed payment solution, so that these operators could now predict what their payment costs were going to be. They were protected from high return rates and protected from fraudulent attempts by bad actors. This revolutionized payments at a time where debit card acceptance was extremely low. Most banks were not supporting what they considered high risk in gaming. And the one thing we all know is gaming is anything but high risk. The old adage, the house always wins, definitely comes into play. It is a form of entertainment, but it is a business, and it's a very successful business. Trustly made sure to grow and adapt to what the needs of the space were. So we've been there from the beginning. We continue to innovate and evolve to not only provide payments, but also being able to come back with extremely rich data about that player to understand more about the world that they're living in and their affordability. So the next evolution is capitalizing on that data, not only from a business perspective, but truly from a responsible gaming perspective, and make sure that we're protecting the ecosystem and protecting players from self-harm. Open banking is a unique payment solution because not only can we assess the affordability of a player, not only can we see all the payments that they've made, payments that are due, how they're spending money, but we can also get great insights to the individual. Imagine being able to get information on a player to understand what is their affordability. How much could they spend in the next 90 days? How much are they spending in online gaming in general? Understanding the potential of a player, understanding their behaviors, and being able to make determinations helps with matching regulators' expectations on responsible gaming. It helps to accelerate the right players, and it helps to hold on to players to truly maximize their customer lifetime value.